Well, this year, the petitioners to Tynwald Hill, it was like, I don't know, more than one, it seems for most people. And Mr. Mann, a regular, should we say, a fairly regular man here, you're doing two yourself this year.
Yes, well, the two, as you know, I've campaigned for some considerable length of time for health on the island. And the main petition I have this year is with regard to the underfunding of Manx Care. As you know, Manx Care came into being as a result of the island spending nearly £1 million on the Jonathan Michael's recommendations in his report. They then put Manx Care into place at the cost of an extra £3 million per year. And since then, there seems to be a distinct reluctance to fund it properly. Now, Manx Care and the DHSC before them have been consistently £10 million in deficit at the end of the year. There's a fairly standard level of funding required, and this year our government couldn't even correctly apply the rate of inflation. So the starting point was that they were £9 million short by my calculation. Manx Care themselves have indicated now quite clearly that they're 39.7 million short. And as to the Jonathan Michael's recommendations, Manx Care have indicated that there's a total underspend of nearly 80 million.
Right.
So I've tried hard this year already to bring to the attention of Tynwald members the fact that they voted through this year's mandate when it didn't even meet the additional sum to meet inflation. Now, for some reason, they accepted the figures that Treasury put into the mandate, and I beg the question whether Manx Care correctly told Treasury. I believe they had a meeting on the 2nd of March, and in that meeting I'm quite satisfied that they would have told the Council of Ministers exactly what they actually needed.
Right. And
they didn't get it. So we've now got in the public debate, amongst other things, assisted dying. Well, I can't think of anything more obvious in the way of assisting people to die than cutting us short on our health service. At the moment, we've got numerous people across the island trying to get doctor's appointments on waiting lists for operations and so on. They're not getting the care that they require. And it's no good our government going into panic and saying, well, how much more money do we need to give to this health service? They actually know what it costs. It's a fairly standard amount each year, and this year every member of Tynwald save one voted in favour of the budget.
Right. Okay, well, quickly then, your second one? What's that?
Second one is of a very localised nature. You will recall that some length of time ago the government built Jervey Medical Centre. Surprise, surprise, it became run by Ramsay Group Practice.
Right.
Well, of course, now you've got two competing issues. You've got the medical centre that was set up for Jervey in the northern parishes having to compete with the patients from Ramsay for the service.
Right.
I've asked Manx Care to separate the two, and they've basically just confirmed this week that they're flatly refusing to do so.
Right.
So it makes sense to both communities to divide it up, have two separate practices, two separate call centres. Vastly halves the demand on both for both communities. So that's the nature of the second petition.